All right, welcome back to the DraftKings Set My Lineup Showdown, where we use expert consensus projections along with the Vegas lines to come up with our own values in terms of the salary cap that you have to work with for the DraftKings Showdown matchup. So right now we're looking at the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. So we're going to build ourselves a couple lineups. I'll look into some tournament plays primarily because that's what I like, and then we'll show you some head-to-head value plays that you can do as well. So here we go. This is our setup. This is going to be what our values are for the players. We've got our captains and our flex right there for you. Let me get this set up so you can see it a little bit more clearly. And there you go. So the projections, we've got Miles Boykin as by far the best value play in this game at 1,600 for only 5.45 points that he's projected to get, though. Willie Snead is down here at 7.66 for 4,200, also a pretty good value. And then you've got your kickers and your defenses right here. Mark Andrews has an injury issue. He's 50-50, so if you're going to take the risk on playing him, go for it. He's a good value. You can certainly plug him in. Just make sure you're watching all the way up until kickoff to see if he's playing or not. You might want to pull him out. Darwin Johnson way down here, 4,400, a little bit too expensive. Hayden Hurst as well. He's going to be the guy that you play if Mark Andrews is out and you want to start the tight end. Other options would be to start some players on the team like Willie Snead, who might just see a volume uptick if the tight ends aren't able to handle the volume uptick that they're supposed to get. You got your kickers ranked over here as the best possible captains. Then you've got Mark Andrews, the tight ends. And then you've got Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, LaShawn Jackson, Mecole Hardman, all the way down here. You don't get anywhere near a captain wide receiver till Sammy Watkins and Marquise Brown. So this might be one of the times that we play a captain QB. So let's go ahead and jump into some reasons why we might choose different things in terms of the QB and wide receiver and who we're going to start. These are the results of the recent Showdown Captain Mode games. You've got 5 wide receiver captains, 2 is the QB, 1 is the kicker, right? This is a 63, 25, 13 split, right? And then you've got your flex side. Look, 0 captain running backs, 0 captain tight ends, 0 captain defenses. So we're not doing it. We're probably not doing a captain kicker. But 25% of the time, captain has been a quarterback. So in a couple of times, it was some pretty significant games that happened with. We've got Dak Prescott when he went off to Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, and Randall Cobb. So it's a 3 wide receiver stack. I think we had another one. What was it? Tom Brady? No, Russell Wilson. So it was Russell Wilson to Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Will Disley with their running back as well, Rashad Penny. So it's 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers, and the quarterback. That's going to be something similar to what we're probably going to run. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing right now. This is kind of underneath the hood. And then you've got a quarterback, 3 wide receiver stack, along with, and then you've got some players from the other team. So that were both, that was a 4-2 and a 5-1 stack. Part of the other reason I was talking about this is a 4-2 and a 5-1 seem to be the most popular so far this year in terms of what you get for winning. And what we mean by 4-2 and a 5-1 is you want 4 players on your whole team that match with your captain, 5 players on your whole team that match with your captain. That's including your captain. So you've got only 1 player from the opposite team or 2 players from the opposite team at the most. Your projected salaries, right? So the average salary that has been spent so far on captains are right here. The minimum, the cheapest a captain has been spent on is right here. So they're going for those extreme super flex, super value plays that I'm going to tell you guys about. Putting them in your captain spot is not usually the best idea. Kickers in your captain spot, also not usually a great idea, but it does happen sometimes. That's going to be more of your low scoring games where people aren't putting up points. So kickers are not going to be a great option this week unless you're just trying to get some steady points to stay in the field. That's going to be head-to-head plays. You're always going to see me recommend kickers in your head-to-heads. Over here is the maximum salary that has been spent on the captains. You got 17,700, 16,500, and 4,500 for your kickers. Flex prices are kind of all over the place. Running backs, what that kind of tells you right here is the running backs, you're either going to get your crazy value play or you want to start the stud running back. It's kind of hard to differentiate there. Biggest thing that we're taking from this is we want 1 or 2 wide receivers with a quarterback and the running back to make our 4. If it's a wide receiver, tight end heavy team, maybe a wide receiver, tight end, running back, quarterback to make our 4. So let's jump on into this thing and make a lineup. Let's back over here. Again, if you guys are into this sort of thing, please subscribe. I'm sorry for me dropping my phone right there. But if you guys are into these stats, please subscribe so you can see my projected sleeper picks for these DraftKings shows. We've got Miles Boykin as the primary flex. And then also I'm going to be updating this as we get more games. I don't know if these stats are anywhere else on the internet. I'm sure that they are somewhere, but this is a nice, pretty way for you to see it. Just go ahead and subscribe so you can see it every time that I come out with this and figure out where these numbers are getting pushed. So anyway, let's go ahead and build some lineups like we just said. I'm going to keep coming back to this screen to make sure we are within our limits. Speaking of limits, this is what you want to use if you're playing Roto Grinders. 44,100 for your minimum or 49,900 for your maximum. You can plug these right into your Roto Grinders optimizers if you use them. I don't use optimizers, so whatever the optimizer spits out, you can't hold it against me if you lose. If you've been listening to this and playing any of my recommendations, I've been calling the sleepers out well, but I haven't been playing them well myself. So Humphreys, for example, last week was a great option to have in your lineups. I didn't play him as heavy as I should have and ended up losing some pretty bad games. So anyway, let's jump on into this lineup building time. Captain wide receiver doesn't start till way down here. So we're going to look at Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson as our captains in this game. Now, building a Lamar Jackson lineup, I already kind of tried this earlier and it was really, really difficult. But we're going to give it a shot anyway, all right? So let's go with Lamar Jackson as our captain. And the reason why this is hard is because we don't know what's going on with Mark Andrews. Normally, this would be easy. This is going to be a quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, running back, 4-stack, right? So you've got quarterback, wide receiver, Mark Andrews, tight end, running back, Mark Ingram, right? And then you've got 2 players from the opposing team that we want to plug in here on the Chiefs. Now, this is kind of a weird lineup. I know it doesn't look right, but it's a contrarian stack. We need a 4-2 or a 5-1. So this is trying to ask us to dig deep to get a 600, so we can't play Denard Robinson. Justin Tucker, we could play both kickers. We could give Lamar Jackson another pass-catching option with Willie Snead, and then still play a kicker. In this case, we could go either way, Bucker or Tucker. Again, the 5-1 wins a lot, and the 4-1. Just because of what we're picking, let's just go with Justin Tucker. So this is a 5-1 stack, which has won several times already this year. I know it seems really hard to stack completely 5-1, right? I've never really done it. I've never really liked doing it until I started seeing these stats. Sorry for hopping around everywhere, but here we go. 5-1 stack. You can't see it, but it's in the position ranking. Here's the lineups that won with the 5-1 stack. Patriots won with Phillip Dorsett, Edelman, Gordon, Tom Brady, Gostkowski. The Browns did it with Odell Beckham, D'Ernest Johnson. I had him in my lineup. I don't know if you guys played him. He was only 200 when that happened. Sorry, you guys can't see anything, so I'll try and talk more to the screen here. But Nick Chubb, Cleveland Browns defense, and Siebert. So the defense and the kicker was in that game. And Gostkowski, the kicker, was in the Patriots 5-stack. The Seattle Seahawks, you've got Disley, Penny, DK Metcalf, Lockett, and Wilson. No kicker. This was a tight end, 2 wide receivers, and a running back. So we're going to play the opposite. We're just going to play almost that without the other receiver. And those were the 5 stacks, right? So sorry you guys couldn't see that. I'm going to try and build out a display that shows some of that details nice and pretty for you like these other ones. But let's jump back over to our lineup building and show you what we did. We've got Lamar Jackson, Sammy Watkins, Mark Andrews, Mark Ingram, Willie Snead, and Justin Tucker. Both teams should go off, so we're just trying to squeeze the most points into our salary. We're not necessarily saying we think the Baltimore Ravens are going to whoop on the Chiefs. We just think everyone's going to get points, and these guys are more guaranteed to get points, in my opinion, and that's because there's so many freaking options on the Rams. Who are you going to start out of those options? Can't figure that out. But we're going to right now. So we're going to do the same exact thing we just did, but we're going to go with the other team. Patrick Mahomes is our quarterback, even though we don't want to do that. We're gonna go with our number one ranked QB, or number one ranked wide receiver captain, Sammy Watkins. From there, we got Patrick Mahomes, and we want to fill out the rest of our Kansas City Chiefs. We want 2 to 3 more Kansas City Chiefs. Um, Travis Kelsey. Now, who's an inexpensive Kansas City Chief that we can throw into this game? Will Hardman. So Will Hardman is probably going to get some more looks according to that. I don't even know anything about him. Again, what we look at is the projections and the numbers. So let's go see where is. Oh, I'm sorry, Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman is all of our projections actually. He's somebody we want in our lineup. Back over to the display. Um, boom, boom, boom. Oh man, he is not. He's down here, 11.8. Mecole Hardman. We're gonna plug him in. So now we've got Sammy Watkins, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, and Mecole Hardman. From here, we're going to play the Chiefs kicker, and then the tight end, Hayden Hurst. That's horrible. Let's see what else we can do for the Rams, or for the Ravens, rather. We can do Willie Snead for the Ravens at 4,200. But then we got to get digging deep. We don't want to dig too deep. Look, actually, if that injury goes through and we don't have Mark Andrews, this one right here isn't too bad. You got Sammy Watkins, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, and Mecole Hardman as our 4-player stack, and then you've got Willie Snead and Hayden Hurst to try and get some points for the Ravens. I really kind of want to would rather have Lamar Jackson in this game. So let's see what happens if we take Travis Kelsey out. We give Lamar Jackson a pass catcher, and that only leaves us with 600. We can't do anything with that. Mecole Hardman is not too cheap. Let's go ahead and just do this. This is going to be a tournament play. It's going to be hard for this to happen, but no, we're not going to do it. Mecole Hardman won't get enough points. Let's do. All right, this has happened once so far this season. It's the 2-4 stack. We've got Lamar Jackson, who we know is going to go off to Marquise Brown, right? I want to show you I'm going to tell you what the 2-4 stack was last time before we build one out. The winning 2-4 stack of the season so far was Will Lutz as the captain, Michael Thomas as the flex, Todd Gurley, Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff, Brandon Cooks. This is kind of a similar game to what we had there. The Saints are a little bit more lopsided. They play directly to one team. The Rams spread the ball all over the place. It's hard to pick who's going to get it, right? So similar situation here with this game. We've got the Ravens, who I feel like are a little bit more one-sided. They're going to go to their tight ends, Brown, and get the ball to Mark Ingram, whereas the Chiefs are a little bit harder to pick. They're going to go all over the place, especially with Tyreek Hill out of the game, right? So for that reason, we're going to go Brown, Jackson, but we could even take Jackson out and put something else in because that wasn't a quarterback lineup, that was a kicker. So we could go Brown, Tucker, right? Again, we know that the reason that happened was because Drew Brees got hurt, and we don't want anyone to get hurt. But this is just to say a 2-4 lineup. We got Brown is going to go off. Maybe we get a little bit of a step back from Lamar Jackson, but probably not. We'll try and squeeze him back into this lineup. And let's go ahead and get some Kansas City Chiefs in here to go with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes right now has only Mecole Hardman. We need to give him something to work with. Travis Kelsey, Denard Robinson. Back over to the projections. Display number 1. Demarcus Robinson. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Denard. Travis Kelce is the best value, right? So now we've got Patrick Mahomes, Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce. We've got Justin Tucker and Marquise Brown, and 6,200 left to get another player in for this team. So 3-3 stacks win half the time, but we're not into the 3-3 stack. I like the 4-2 and the 5-1 stack better. But if you really think it's going to be an even matchup, you can plug Willie Snead right in right here. I don't like Darwin Thompson, but he should see an uptick with Damian Williams out. So a lot of people will have him, so you can plug him in. So you've got all your Chiefs stacked right here. What is up with the Chiefs running backs right now, guys? We've got LaShawn McCoy, Damian Williams both out. What's up with LaShawn McCoy? Questionable. So keep an eye on the injuries for this game. That's all I'm going to say is that as kind of a little icing on top, we've got potential steal in Darwin Thompson coming out of the game if the injuries hold true. Darwin Thompson does show up on our list, but he's way down here at the bottom. Hayden Hurst as well could pop up the list if Mark Andrews actually gets injured. So this one, set your lineups, but don't set too many because you're going to want to watch it close. If you do set a lot, make sure you use those cool features where you can plug and play players. Just keep in mind you're going to mess with your salary cap when you do that. Some other things to check. We've got 1,800 salary cap left, so that's what 48.2. Is that in range? Yes, it is, and it's right at the average. We may have built a perfect lineup, boys. Anyway, thanks for watching the stream. That's what I'm going to do for this game. Here are my expert projections. You got Miles Boykin as the cheapest value play. I don't like the 5.45. I like more points than that. I think you're going to find more value once the injury lineups come out, with Mark Andrews probably being out, so you can start Hayden Hurst. And there's some injuries at the running back position. If LaShawn McCoy, too many Jacksons, L's, and M's. If LaShawn McCoy actually ends up not playing, then Darwin Thompson's uptick is going to be huge for you. I've got some tongue twisters today. I am fumbling the ball. Do not sign me on your fantasy team, but sign some of these guys. Subscribe if you like the content, if you like my picks, and if you want to see this get updated, this screen right here, the magic screen, on a weekly basis as we keep moving forward, make sure you check out the shows. Thanks again. Later, guys. Peace.